The Disrupt Education vlog can be found on YouTube. To hear it in podcast form, search Disrupt Education on any of the following podcast platforms: Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Castbox, Overcast, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Spotify, or Stitcher. Welcome to this episode of Disrupt Education. I got Christopher Ray, not Christopher Ray.
Yep, not Christopher Ray.
There you go.
Crazy photography.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
I'm a senior in high school. I do photography. I specialize in abandoned building photography.
Yeah.
Or decayed buildings. I also do wedding photography and other events like that.
So you've been doing this for a few years.
Yes, I have.
Tell us how this kind of evolved into what you're doing now, because he's kind of big. So so he's making moves and such, and kind of big in the industry. But yeah, tell us how this whole thing evolved.
So freshman year, I used my iPhone, took a photo of something. I was like, okay, this is fun, like I can capture a moment in time. It's like capture like a kid playing or something. I don't know, just for example. And then I wanted to like make something out of it, but then I hit a roadblock because I didn't know how to do that.
Right.
And then I came across you.
Yeah.
Like sophomore year. And like you started like that every Friday thing.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Disrupt Education.
Yep, right? Disrupt Education. And I started to formulate a plan with you about like how to like build a business, how to like get things moving, and I've used that since then.
Yeah.
And that's where I am today.
Awesome. So right now you're a senior in high school.
Yep.
Right? So let's go into that path. So how is it? Is it easy? Is it difficult? How do you navigate being a creative and kind of a business owner in a high school realm? Because we have a lot of our viewers and listeners actually either have kids in high school or are in high school, and they're still trying to figure out, okay, how do I become this? How do I do what I love to do and then navigate school? Is it tough?
I wouldn't really say it's hard, but it's like I have to it's just natural because like I know I have to do this and I know I have to like stay focused in school.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously school has to go first. For me, that's just like how I think of it.
Yeah.
But then like I know if I do well in school, I'll have time on the weekends to like shoot photos and improve through there.
How do you get over? Have you ever failed at some of the pictures and stuff that you've taken? And how do you get through that? What are the next steps right after a failure for you? I
look at what the issue is, and I'm like, okay, so like this person's out of frame or something. So like I shot this event, like it was like a birthday party. I messed up the kid entirely. Like I shot the wrong settings.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to like go to the parents like, hey, I did this. I'm sorry, I missed all the photos. Can we reshoot?
Yeah. And how did that go? What happened there?
She was upset.
Sure.
Of course she was upset. I'm like, I understand, but I want to like fix this so your kid has photos. Right.
That must have been a gut check.
Yeah.
How did you lose sleep going into that? Like,
I didn't know what to do. I went through. I was like, oh God, I can't believe I didn't check him earlier.
Yeah. Right. I've done that even with this, like the podcast. I've gone through entire interviews where the audio was completely off, and you're like, never had to quite reshoot yet. Been able to finagle my way through it, but that's got to be tough. And you also do some wedding photography and different things like that.
Yep. I do concert photography, wedding photography.
Concert, yes. So tell me about that. What are your experiences? How did you start finding clients and those types of things?
It's through my boss, Kenzie. Her Instagram is Frozen Image PC. Basically, I met her in Gary. Yeah. And we just started to shoot photos together. And she's like, hey, so we can start to work together. Yeah. So she hired me. Yeah.
And have you grown even beyond that network? I mean, you when I see you and your imagery and everything, where can people find you on Instagram, by the way?
At Crazy Photography.
At Crazy Photography.
Crazy.photography.
We'll put that up down low, but as you grow your network, how does that work? Like, so you met her at a shoot, right? And then the conversation started happening. I mean, how does that? Because that's hard for some people to do. How did you get like kind of versed in talking with other people and stuff?
Like I see people like online who have like similar interests in me, like shooting abandoned buildings. So I reach out to them like, hey, how if we go shoot sometime? And it just builds from there. Because when I work with them, like their viewers work with me, kind of, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it just spreads bigger and bigger.
Yeah. So. And what have those like connections brought? Obviously, you got a gig out of it. Yeah. But besides her, what other kinds of things have you done with people? Do you get ideas and places to go?
Yeah. Like some people give me like locations for buildings, or some people, like for example, like with like parents in River Forest, like I got the opportunity to shoot like the 8th grade dance, or like graduation and stuff like that here.
Yeah. Are you living your life right now? You loving it?
Yeah, I love it.
Because I've seen so many cool things, so many great stories. We can't share them all here, but just seeing you from 2 years ago and those just basic pictures that you've taken till now is really cool. And as an educator, I see like a growth mindset in you, especially around your craft. So the big question is, right? I know you're going through school, and everybody has ups and downs. My son, I've had ups and downs in school. But what would a perfect year of high school like reorganize the way that you wanted it look? What would that look like, and why?
I mean, I pretty much like my schedule this year, mostly. I mean, so I'm taking like a criminal justice class because that's what I want to do, hopefully later on.
Yeah.
I work with the yearbook. I'm a photographer for the yearbook, so I feel like if it's more like interest-based, like if I could do more photography or like more criminal justice kind of thing,
you're going to excel
I'd be set.
Yeah, solid. Let's go back to freshman year.
Freshman year, okay.
Okay, you don't have to describe what. I'm just saying, if you see yourself your freshman year and you know what you know now, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
Work harder.
Yeah?
Work harder.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Adds anything, everything, or what do you think?
I mean, if I could like tell myself like freshman year, I would have told myself don't give up, because I've come close.
Yeah.
It's been hard.
Sure.
But it's worth it.
I think it's hard for a lot of creatives, to be honest, because school in general isn't
like a
really
breaking point.
Right. It's not really designed. You're structured, right? And if you work well outside of a structure and you're not allowed to do that, is it fair to say that you can do it, but it's harder?
Yeah.
Solid.
Possible.
Somebody who's on the edge of possibly starting something or chasing after their dream, what advice would you give them?
Go look at what you want, and then try to like formulate a plan of how you're going to do it, and then if it's reasonable, do it.
Awesome. What's your next move?
I don't know yet. I mean, obviously, just keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I just take it day by day right now.
Yeah.
Just keep doing events, keep shooting for people, keep doing abandoned buildings. I'll know more like as like I continue like through college and stuff.
Yeah.
But after college, hopefully, I mean, I'm definitely going to keep doing this through college, though. So,
yeah. It's just kind of it's really great to see your photography. You guys got to go and check them out on Instagram. Is there any other place people can find you?
That's it.
That's it. You're straight up Instagram. Pictures are beautiful. You will see like all kinds of abandoned buildings, an airplane in there, some crazy photography that's really cool. C-R-A-Y.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, man, appreciate you. You're disrupting education. You've actually taught me a lot about creatives and how you can get into the growth mindset, even in a system that's not quite built for you. So it's an honor to have you here and actually to see your work. So hopefully you guys go check it out. True disruptor of education. Until next time, we'll see you later.